An infinite number of boxes on an infinite number of shelves. Inside them, what looks like bits and pieces of every discarded computer that's ever been built.
So, for example,
every year, Eric Lundgren buys 19 million kilograms of old electronics.
Computer electronics here. These are servers over here. You have some television sets that are going to be dismantled.
They're sent to this giant warehouse 40 kilometers northwest of Los Angeles to be disassembled and eventually reborn.
Every single part and piece we're going to save.
He's a recycling evangelist.
Why are we throwing these away? They're all reusable.
And in his own words, he's also an e-waste martyr. In a couple of days, he's going to prison.
I fought this battle as long and as hard as I could, but I'm fighting a giant, and there's no winning when you go up against Microsoft. We're just gonna dump out.
And here's what the battle's about, so-called restore disks. When you buy a computer, it usually comes with this software to restore your Windows operating system to its original state.
These are the things that you can get for free. I mean, you could download these, you can make them yourself at home.
The disks can only be used on a computer that already has a valid Windows license. Lundgren bought these particular restore disks for less than 5 cents each.
I've recycled millions of restore CDs because they're worthless.
About 6 years ago, Lundgren made almost 30,000 of them.
This is a perfectly good working laptop.
He was going to sell them to computer refurbishers for 25 cents each, so people who bought a used laptop with their legal Microsoft license like this one could fix their operating system if it crashed, instead of just chucking away the computer.
I want this to get reused by people who need the repair tools. I want them to get to them so that they can repair their electronics so I don't have to see them in landfills. But apparently the government thinks these are worth something.
The government initially valued them at $8.3 million, which is why, before he'd even sold a single disc, he got word his house was being raided by federal authorities.
And that was the first time I knew that there was any problem, when armed, guys with guns and masks stormed my house.
Federal prosecutors accused him of criminal copyright infringement, and Microsoft experts testified the discs were worth $25 apiece. The judge agreed and sentenced Lundgren to the minimum sentence, a fine and 15 months in prison. Lundgren says it's a victory for big companies who do all they can to persuade consumers to use gadgets for a year or two and then toss them away.
Refurbishers are going to start not refurbishing these low-end products. And if they don't, those are going to go into landfills. There's a light switch.
So in a few days, he'll head to a federal prison in Oregon. Ever the recycler, he finds a certain beauty and function even in this.
Now I've become an e-waste martyr. The beautiful thing about that is it's going to bring awareness to the thing that I've been fighting for my entire life. But I need the world to stand up and say, no, that's not right. This is our product. We own this product, and we have the right to do with it as we choose.
As for the thousands of restore discs he bought for 5 cents each, Lundgren says he plans to send them to the judge.
Because they are physically worthless.
A message to the man who sent him to prison, he says, for basically nothing. Kim Brunhuber, CBC News, Chatsworth, California.
Now, as you just heard, Microsoft sure doesn't think it's for nothing. We asked them for an interview. They declined, but they did point us to a lengthy blog post on their website. In it, Microsoft seems to suggest it's not the real villain here. It didn't bring the case against Lundgren at all. That was U.S. Customs. It goes on to address what it thinks is the heart of the matter, saying, we remain committed to protecting our customers when we see others working to deceive them, especially when they're acting unlawfully. And it stands by the claim that Mr. Lundgren set up a large counterfeit operation in China and intended to profit from his actions. A very different view from the one Lundgren holds.